After learning about the intended audience, it is time to prepare the presentation. The best way to make sure the presentation is clear and succinct is to create an outline. An outline will help you determine the best sequence of material you wish to present. It also helps you arrange for supporting items and anecdotes. Outlines keep you focused on what you need to say and ensure you know what to say in your introduction and conclusion. An outline should include the topic, the main ideas you want to cover within the topic, and any supporting materials you need, and of course, the introduction and conclusion. If you are able to use visual aids, you should, but don't use visual aids for the sake of having visual aids. Make sure they enhance your presentation and do not use them to replace what you are going to say. Resist reading the visual aids to the audience. When visual aids are used, they help the audience remember what you have presented. People tend to only remember 70% of what they have heard after 3 hours. This drops to 10% after 3 days. People remember 72% of what they have seen after 3 hours, and after 3 days, they only recall 20%. However, after 3 hours, retention increases to 85%, and after 3 days, 65% if a person sees and hears information. This is one of the reasons we use visual aids in this course. They make the material more interesting, and they help you remember important information. Visual aids should enhance your speech. The purpose of a visual aid is to make information easy to understand. The aid should not be a distraction. The colors should be carefully chosen so they do not clash. Visual aids should not be too busy. Use only 3 or 4 colors on a visual aid and do not crowd your visual materials. When presentation materials are crowded or have too much on them, the audience forgets to listen and tries to read the material. The most important part of preparing for a presentation is practice, often. Practicing allows you to get rid of stammering, long pauses, and awkward body gestures such as foot taps or saying, Practice helps find the correct speed to prevent going too fast or too slow and helps with time management or staying within your allotted time. You should not try to memorize your speech because if you forget part of what you've memorized, you can freeze and forget what comes next. Rather, practice so that you can relate to the audience and converse with them rather than reading at the audience from the notes or stumbling when you are nervous. Presentations can be daunting, but as with any new skill, the more you practice, the easier it will become.